And now to the arts. Having traveled so far is a group exhibition at Omenka Gallery in Lagos. The curator, Luciano Uzebu, explains the idea behind this five-man show, which displays paintings done by renowned African artists. Art Review tonight takes a look at this exhibition.
They may not be the famous five from the Adventure series, but they are famous in their own right and have brought adventures here for everyone to enjoy and probably learn a thing or two from.
It's an exhibition in collaboration with Artco, one of the leading galleries in Germany, representing contemporary African artists.
They're not here in the flesh to explain more about it. The curators in charge of the show tell us more about the works and the reason behind the exhibition, titled Having Traveled Far.
Some of the artists on the exhibition today are Owusu Nkoma, who's very well known internationally, Ransom Stanley, who's Nigerian. Owusu is Ghanaian. Ransom Stanley is Nigerian, as I mentioned. Manuela Sambo, the only female in the group, she's from Angola. There's also Godfred Donko, who's a Ghanaian, extremely well known internationally, well exhibited in some of the most prestigious institutions in the world. And we also have Loko, he's from Togo. So it's a whole mix of international artists from Africa. Though they're based in Germany, they still maintain through their works very strong roots. So it's a very international show, well respected contemporary artists, some of the leading African artists and practicing today. And the reason why we decided to have this exhibition is because we feel that most of our Nigerian artists want to go and show abroad internationally all the time. But it's about time that we begin to think that Lagos is also a creative hub and people should also want to come here to exhibit in Lagos. We've got very diverse techniques, very diverse themes and styles. We have a lot of very respectable collectors.
The works are done by some of the biggest names on the contemporary African art scene who've been living and working outside Africa. They remain true to their roots, which is reflected in their art.
If you look at the last 3-4 years, we've tried to bring African and international artists together. That way they'll share artistic cultures, and then we'll have a cross-fertilization of artistic representation. So that is exactly the reason why Omenka is doing that. So art is an international thing. It's not restricted to a particular culture or locality. So everybody should share art. So whatever represents our artistic culture ought to be shared. And then we see how the international or foreign artistic culture rubs off on what we do. So the world at large promotes that sort of hybrid.
As individuals, their styles are as different as night and day.
Well, there are a lot of differences, maybe with themes. The themes of work. And Nigerian work is more Nigeria-centric. The themes are the market themes, predominantly some things that are happening in Nigeria, which Nigerian artists want to tackle. But you still see a lot of the same themes in Nigeria, which we're used to. Dance themes, festivals. But here we have artists who are looking more international.
And five experiences are also reflected in their works of art.
It works with a lot of symbols. Some of them can be traced to the people of Akan, the Akan people in Ghana, his native Ghana. You see a lot of symbols. You see some of them are from Adinkra material, and he's internationalized these symbols that are mainly used in Ghana, and we put them on the international stage. And I think that's the beauty of his art. Deep within the canvases, the large format canvases, you see the figures of men. So he's almost talking about his own personal cosmology, his own personal nucleus and cosmic universe. So that's what you see mainly in his work, which he calls the Microcom series.
Well, efforts to address poverty and unemployment in Delta State have been boosted with the donation of vehicles and machine tools to the people of Isoko North local government area. The items were provided by political leaders of Isoko extraction, led by the secretaries of the Delta State government, Uvozioye Macaulay, accompanied by the deputy majority leader in the House of Representatives, Leo Ogo. Mr. Macaulay told the beneficiaries that the gesture aims at providing or improving the people's standard of living.
It looks like a bonanza of some sort. The collection of grinding machines, small electricity generators, motorcycles, tricycles and sewing machines. Perhaps it is, and the beneficiaries of this largesse are assembled on the grounds of the Isoko North Local Council Secretariat, Ozoro. Indeed, there is an atmosphere of celebration with some musical entertainment. The items on display are the product of a gesture by political leaders of Isoko extraction meant to initiate cottage industries and encourage self-employment. Shortly after, the brains behind the items arrive, led by the Secretary to the Delta State Government, Uvozioye Macaulay, and the Deputy Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Leo Ogo.
For those who could do some grinding work in the market, but because of the unsteady power system in the country cannot do so, we have not bought just the grinding machines, but along with the generators to empower these grinding machines. For our women who do peasant trading and who are into little farming, we have also gotten about 100 female motorcycles to assist them, so that they don't have the burden of carrying loads on their head. I do assure you, within a very short while, we will do something almost twice this.
And there is more in the offering as beneficiaries of these economic tools file out to receive various cash donations amounting to a total of 10 million naira.
Boys went around the various markets in Isoko land to look for the typical market woman. Who 10,000 naira is a problem to? Who 20,000 naira is a problem to? In furtherance of her little trading. And these are the names that we have collected together, irrespective of whatever party they belong to. That today we take home various amounts of money amounting to a total sum of 10 million naira.
It's with a sense of excitement that the people caught away their empowerment gifts, but putting them to good use will certainly be the litmus test.
Welcome back. In sports news, Darren Bent's last-minute goal earned coach Rene Mullenstein a famous result on his return to Old Trafford as bottom-of-the-table Fulham clinched a 2-2 draw against Manchester United. After Steve Sidwell had given the visitors a lead against a run of play in the first half, it looked like late goals from Robin van Persie and Michael Carrick had earned United their third consecutive home league win. But half-time substitute Bent headed in after David De Gea had saved Kieran Richardson's shot to defeat the home supporters and United boss David Moyes, whose side had dominated the game. And interestingly, Manchester United put in 81 crosses in the game, the most by a team in a Premier League match since 2006, but only 18 of them found a teammate.
Moyes pumping his fist. The ball is certainly not, they're nowhere near the give a chance to cut him here. Yes, Sidwell, and it's Kieran Richardson, and Darren Bent, it's 2-2.
Anyway, from sports news, results from a referendum held today in Switzerland shows there will be a return of legislation backing strict quotas for immigration from European countries. Their votes went 50.3% in favor and invalidates the Swiss-EU agreement on freedom of movement. The EU is not happy with the outcome. It said in a statement that it would examine that it goes against the principle of free movement of persons between the EU and Switzerland, and that it would examine the implications on EU-Swiss relations as a whole. A vote comes amid increasing debate across Europe about migration and the impact of free movement of people. Although Switzerland is not a member of the EU, it has adopted large sections of EU policy. And the main news again, the NNPC today announced that it has completed repairs on the damaged gas pipeline and that the Electricity Commission, by this repair, has gained an equivalent of 1,505 megawatts of electricity into the national grid. Governor Babatunde Fashola of Lagos has asked residents to accommodate investors as an oil refinery springs up at the Lekki Free Zone. The PDP and APC have continued to exchange members ahead of the 2015 general elections. And that's it on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.